All right, everyone. Cy Smith. I'm trying to be as humble as I can with this video here. With all the shooting and killing, and we're talking about gun violence, and I'm totally against that political terminology. We had a young lady stabbed to death, so I'm not on board with what the political pundits are trying to do with gun violence. All violence, not just gun violence. So anyway, I want to talk about this unique perspective that people that knock on the doors have. When you go door to door, you're in a person's comfort zone when you knock on their door. So you get to hear how they really feel. You get to hear from people who won't come to anyone's meeting. So people that go door to door, I have a greater appreciation of when they open their mouth and speak, because they're hearing from the people directly. Chicago is the third largest city in America, population-wise. West Siders don't particularly get along with South Siders. South Siders don't get along with West Siders. You have that perspective. East side of Chicago is different than the West Side, and so forth. So in the third largest city in America that has the most murder out of New York and LA city murders, people in Chicago that go door to door have a unique perspective. Now, if you're a person that goes door to door in Chicago and you go on the West Side and South Side, then you have a truly unique perspective. And that's what I want to emphasize. Mayor Rahm Emanuel do not go door to door. He could, but if he does, it's scripted and people are prepared because they know the mayor is there. So you're not going to get the unique perspective. You get a prepared perspective. And where I'm going with this is when I speak, and I'm saying this as humbly as I can, I'm coming from an ultimate perspective, because not only do I go door to door on the West Side, South Side, East Side, North Side, across 20 other cities, but I'm hearing from people who, if you go door to door and you're saying sign for this political candidate, you're going to hear probably complaints about what's wrong. When we go door to door, we're coming with a toolbox of 108 things to get that person involved. People who would normally get involved, but because we went door to door to get them, we're able to get them involved. And when I speak, I'm speaking from all the insight that I've gained from every perspective: husband, wife, child, going into homes, standing on the porches, you name it. And so it's different than when I hear from someone that went to a CAPS meeting where you had people prepared to be at that meeting. So when they speak, they're speaking from a prepared perspective, and that's not authentic or as authentic perspective. Now, where am I going with all this? The bottom line, with the killing that's happening in Chicago and other urban cities, I said this before, we are in great position to stop this killing. And when I say stop it, I don't mean 100%. What I mean by that is change the dynamics and create a pathway where people don't feel like killing is the answer. So when I say that, I don't mean absolute, but let's just say there are circumstances where we don't have to have hundreds of people being murdered a year. We can get that down to double digits in a city of 2.8 million people like Chicago. So the challenge I'm having is people are competing instead of supporting this infrastructure that we have. We are up against a system, people. So no organization is gonna be able to fix this problem we have with the murder and all the issues that lead up to this murder. We must fight a system with the system. And with all due respect, if you're not knocking on doors on West, South, East Side, getting people who won't come to any meeting, and it's different than just handing a flyer out. When you knock on the door, that's different than just putting a flyer in the doorway. But when you knock on the door and you have to be vulnerable, you have to listen to them complain about you disturbing them, and you have to open yourself up and listen to them, and then share your whatever you're there for. That's the ultimate perspective, you guys. And as humbly as I can say it, I don't know anyone else in Chicago that does that. I don't. I know people that do it during the campaign season, and that's different than all year long. We do that, you guys. That's what we do. We go door to door. We burn gas because we have to be in all these neighborhoods. Now, is that not worth 20 nickels? Is that not worth $12? We're in a position to connect with people that you wouldn't connect with at all. And I just can't understand the lack of people doing their $12. It's it's embarrassing. That's one thing. It is embarrassing. And there are people who I wouldn't dare say support us right now when we're not supporting ourselves. I wouldn't even bring in outside people to help at a large level when locally we're not even doing something as small as 20 nickels a month. And I know what it is. I've heard from people, they lost their job, they are struggling themselves. So it's hard for them to see the value in putting this $12 in because I'm struggling myself. Here's what I would say to you. There's no other group as progressive, door to door, as what we do. That's what we're built on. If we don't have no killing, we still doing it because of the daily living habits. So when you donate and contribute your $12, it's an investment because it allows us to keep knocking on the doors. When we knock on the door and we meet someone who's been praying that someone in the community do something, and they have $1,000 in the savings account. So when your loved one is killed and you need money, and this person know they're a part of this, they contribute to the GoFundMe account for your loved one. They contribute, and you borrow money from them so that you don't have to go to the payday loan store and pay 300%. They give you the loan for free. This is what we've done. We've had Cynthia on the west side contribute $400 loan to someone we had just met knocking on their door to pay their NIPSCO bill, and he did the right thing and paid Cynthia back. If we weren't going door to door, he wouldn't have that opportunity to get a free loan and help. So the $12, without the $12, we can't be progressive going out there reducing the cost of living for everyone in these neighborhoods. The mechanics we meet when we go door to door, now they doing repair work at a discounted rate for our people. So whatever the struggle is, the struggle will be harder without a group of people knocking on doors, finding out how to get people involved in their way, not in our way, in their way. But it makes us stronger when we got a network of people who can be there for each other. So I'm at the end of the day, God is in control, but I must express the disappointment that it's taken this long to get people to concentrate on the small. I think we're looking at the big stuff, and I think God is saying you must do the small things in order to get to the big things. It's 8 minutes. I don't want to go too long. So to summarize, I don't know of anyone else who has the ultimate perspective that I have. And I mean that with all humility, you guys. But going door to door, you get to hear the real deal, unlike any meeting, rallies, church service, whatnot. And that counts. That counts when we talk about coming together. And I'm saying we are definitely ready to come together. All we need is that tipping point to get over the hump. Sow your $12 in. Put the money in and watch the work manifest itself. That's all I can say, you guys. My condolences to everyone who just lost their loved ones. There are future killers out there right now who need someone to touch them and talk to them to prevent them from going out to kill. And unfortunately, we're not putting the money up to put these troops on the ground to touch these people who are lost out here ready to go and create mayhem. All right. Hopefully you guys would donate. Thank you.